Get the fuck out of bed, bitch. Go. Get up, and then they got go. Time to wake up, bitch. Get up. Get up. Get up.
Woo! I hope you guys are all pumped and excited after that intro. Gosh, how could you not just have your blood flowing after vibing to that, right? Come on. I am so ready for a freaking session now. But it's midday. We're all chilling, sleeping, relaxing. I don't even know if I can pull up actually my other cam. Let's see. Let me see if I can pull up the dog cam. Let me see. Okay. We got one sleeping over there. One in there sleeping. Yep. So they're slumped out. Makes it easy peasy for the majority of our day, which is work and life outside of, it doesn't revolve directly around them. Usually we've done the morning sessions to take care of their it's honestly our relationship job, right? And responsibility. Daily, weekly, are you getting out there to fulfill your dog? If not, we got to start there. We got to start at fulfillment. We have to start at fulfillment. Just finished up 5 sessions with a client, and at the 5th session, walking past dogs, not going crazy, buck wild, everything. All going great, not progressing towards that way anymore. But the biggest deal is we've had a huge increase in how someone tugs with that dog and the owner. Huge understanding of the game, a lot of fun, and some level of relationship control and guidance that is needed for the dog. So when we ask out, hey, the ref blows the whistle, pause the whole game, right? Middle boxing with someone, we're about to throw a punch, mid-throw, Wes, blown, tweet. You gotta get that arm out of here. You connect, that's a penalty, that's a foul. And that's an opportunity in our play setting, in our gym play setting, to work on what a penalty, what a foul, what a yellow card, red card, what those actually mean and represent, and start conditioning the markers and cues for those appropriately as well. It's going to be so much easier in your life, your routine, if you utilize the 4 markers of operant conditioning, right? We have the positive and negative reinforcement, the positive and negative punishment. We create four. Just move your pinky alone. That's actually kind of hard. If we create just 4 markers for those, our dog's actions and behavior, they start learning, oh, I can get more or less depending on what I'm doing, because what I'm doing is getting my human to say these specific things, right? If I sit after they said sit, you might hear a yes, which means break and get that reward, right? Freedom, and then be able to anticipate or see, like slowly be able to see where to receive that reward, right? We need that. We really, really need that. There's actually a lot that I want to talk about in this live. I should have wrote some notes and bullet points down just to keep me on track, or to remember it all as well. There's um, a lot that we can do in our simple day to day relationship and routine with our dog, where we can actually I have plenty of time, and then I'm just here to help you figure out that time and where to be able to put in these specific sessions, like a play session with your dog, which of course you want to have fun with your dog, but you also want to have an easy, communicative, off leash reliable puppy as well. Oh, dirty hands. Been out there in the garden, grinding away. If there's also anyone around, shoot your messages, comments below, and I'll get back to those as well. Otherwise, we're just going to continue the flowing, which I do want to talk about some flow as well. But mainly this is just a Q&A, so not too strict on about any topic right now. So might be jumping a little bit here, a little bit there, just to talk some dog stuff. Um, Going on the fulfillment page, I guess, being able to utilize play to fulfill our dogs daily, super, super fun, super easy. And then we can utilize it in a way that builds up that communication, that listening, being easier to give and go with each other as well, right? And it starts with that tug. If we are tugging with each other and I say out and I drop the toy, but you're still going crazy with it, I'm going to then step out of a player, step into a ref row, help you with the leash, negative reinforcement. I already said out. You're then going to have the motivation sequence to learn what that out cue is. You're going to drop that toy. I'm then going to say yes and go right back into playing. And then the next rep, I say out, pause a second, then apply my help if they don't spit it out. Rinse, repeat. Then with that pause you are looking for, and you will see quickly in real time, most likely in that first session, the dog learning out, because you're utilizing that forward classical conditioning where our cue comes first and can predict the outcome behavior, right? We say sit, you can hear that cue and then predict actually putting your butt on that floor or on that tile or ground and getting into the behavior. Then you know you're doing good or the right thing, depending on the good or yes cue, right? Good, keep doing what you're doing. Oh, we're going to settle into it a little bit more. Okay, thank you for that. I'm going to get my reward soon enough. We could even walk and then give you the reward, or stay back. Good, keep doing what you're doing. And then a big yes and have them release into freedom, or then be able to then pull out the toy and start having fun chasing the toy around and tugging with that as well. It's very crucial that we fulfill them first. Within that fulfilling session, it's going to make our whole life a lot easier. Yeah, I'm sure the rest of the day they can be a little bit calmer, whatever. But ideally, we're creating that. And it goes back to like, yeah, we can do body hand signals as well as the verbal cues. But at end of the day, most people are just talking to their dogs, right? And I'm sure you're just talking to them. You want them just to listen when you are talking to them. And they're actually super smart. They can learn nouns and adjectives and adverbs. They can understand if it's a blue ball versus a red ball versus a yellow ball when you tell them. Don't. We gotta stop treating them um, so dumb. They're extremely smart, intelligent, social creatures that want to interact with us to learn and bridge any gaps so they can be a little bit more comfortable and confident in their life. And we need motivation for learning. And we need to fulfill them, right? So when we can kind of do both hand in hand through our play sessions, either fetching it or tugging it or a variation of those two, where we do have an objective that we're trying to hit upon, that is going to be extremely crucial. Otherwise, we're just kind of doing an activity that just is kind of wishy-washy, right? With an objective, there's going to be rules sets, boundaries, penalties, all these other work that gets put into creating a known communication, right? Play is a communicative system. Dogs play together. It's an innate system as well, so they know it. It's just something you have to waken up, and then they're gonna be running around and doing it all. It's innate, so they know it. So you just gotta have to show them, hey, how to open them up, and then how to be appropriate with you, with yourself, as well as with other dogs as well. If I'm playing with one of my dogs and we're playing all the time, I out them and then I present the toy to them, say yes, and then they hit my hand instead of the toy. That could be them hitting a dog ear or cheek or the other cheek or the neck. We need to have them understand, hey, that's a penalty, unacceptable. Please go back and bite the toy. We're going to present it, pause the game. We can even mark it no, right? Pause the whole game. Down the road, we can do more for that as well. If they keep trying to cheat to win, ideally, we're just trying to show that rule said, hey, biting our hand is cheating to win. That's unacceptable. Disrespectful, ill polite, right? So we want them to be able to learn with us, having a lot of fun, being able to build that communication and understanding of the holistic game and how to participate on each stage. That's why we want them to be so expressive and showing who they are in each stage of tugging or the game itself, right? Otherwise, we're not fully seeing the dog's expression and who they are. And we want them to feel comfortable and confident when they're with us. And that's a great, great starting point. Tugging and winning against us, that's going to be the easiest way to start building up their confidence. And in a way that we can still work on those outs and work on our communication that has them bridging the gap of playing with us and then being confident, like, hey, I want to bring this toy to you and not to me now anymore. They'll be brave enough to, hey, I'm feeling brave and curious enough to bring this tug toy to another dog. It's great for fearful, unsure dogs that need that extra understanding, that picture, that reassurance, right? If a dog comes running up to my insecure dog, holding a toy and wagging his butt, and then maybe goes into like a play battle and then like runs away a little bit, she's gonna way more quickly understand the actual intent of that dog versus the other dog just coming over here without that toy doing the same things. Maybe at that play bow she would understand, oh, okay, we're gonna go into playing. But if a dog come running at her, she's gonna be like, whoa, slow down and like say hi. Let me understand. Let me get some first initial parts going before we go to that, right? Goes into like respectful greetings and meetings as well. It's like, hey, you don't want to, like some friends you have, you're running up to, you're dabbing them and big hugging, right? Or just running up, big hugging. And then other friends or other people, acquaintances, you're a little bit more respectful, a little bit more not personal in their personal space, a little bit more of that social space. Hey, handshake or a wave. 6 feet space, there's COVID still. Just wave or air hug, right? There's going to be a little bit difference of a level there. Any questions on that front yet? Creating a fulfilling routine. Once we have that fulfillment, we're going to have actual satiated dogs, right, with their drives. Extremely important if we have any type of herding breed or mix of herding breed. We don't want them coming inside and then not being satiated and then herding, nipping the running kids around, right? Trying to control space and movement. It's like, hey, like we worked and have fun and practice all that in our play sessions outside to a satiation. We come back inside and it's just done window. Nice, calm relaxation. Start building up on being able to be neutral and calm and respectful kind of at each energy stage. That's kind of the key to any reactivity to start rehabbing, rehabilitation process. Honestly, they got to get in with other people, with other dogs, the species, but they can't be practicing or reinforcing that old pathway of reactivity. They start practicing that new way of like, oh, there's going to be a consequence if I go through there. If I'm just like this, okay. If I hesitate, hit pause, and I don't go through that way, my owner or my cheat sheet I'm looking up at, my cheat sheet's going to be like, hey, good job. Or, yes, let's have some fun play now. You ready? Yes. They're going to be able to cue you into the differences a little bit better and reinforce either the alternative or other behaviors that dog shows in those situations, which is going to be very crucial and important as well. Kind of any of the what's the word? Not variety, though I guess it could be. Spectrum. Anywhere on the spectrum of dog trainers, from the complete left to the complete right, etc., etc. There's kind of two initial things, right? One, they're either building up the relationship together or with the owner and the dog, building up the relationship, understanding intent, and then we have to start showing that the dog isn't running our lives as well. um, I was gonna say like 100% in control of everything and controlling us to do this, that, and the other. Is like, yeah, they're not running our lives, right? We're showing the dog that there is consequences to their behavior. They do. You're creating a more socialized dog, one that understands, oh, the way I act and the way I interact with these situations, with these moments, with these environments can be good, can be bad. I can determine how well this feels and how amazingly it can go. Otherwise, there can be a consequence, and then I learn. I have a quick learning moment, and then through that, I go back into, okay, well, I don't do that. Now we're working on the extinction of that part, right? It's like, hey, we don't go after that lunging. For the kid, we just let the kid walk on by, or we can sit, we can heal, or hey, just go get your own space. You see a kid, just keep going farther away, sniff into the grass. You see a kid, sniff. See a kid, look at me, cheat sheet, right? To help you out on the do's and don'ts, definitely. But at the end of the day, they're trying to, whether it's with food luring and negative punishment when they break cues, they're trying to show the dog that there is consequences to their actions, to the way they live. Too many dogs live in that fairy tale world, especially the smaller they get, to where their actions and their consequences, it doesn't mean anything. They run and rule everything. If they can't get it now, they're like that little kid just exploding, right? You have to be able to say no to your dog, especially when they do want something so much. It's not always contextually appropriate or right to do that. I can see my best friend walking on the other side of the street. I'm not going to bolt through the street where there's 4 lanes of traffic, nonstop traffic, to go say hi to him, disrupting the traffic flow, potentially getting run over and killed. No, I'm not doing that. I'm going to walk over. I can yell over, hey, how's it going? Text him. Walk over to the sidewalk, wait for the light, switch, go over to his road. Hey, more contextually and appropriately greet him. And or if I was with someone, they can be like, hey, no, don't run over. You can't greet him right now. We actually got to go to this appointment right now, right? We got to keep heading out. That's perfectly fine. We got to be able to be in the position to where we can communicate with our dog be like, hey, not right now, not right now. Let's go do this other thing instead, or let's just continue the alternative of them actually controlling and guiding your energy, your routine, your lifestyle, right? Oh, I have a reactive dog now. I can't do anything. I walk at 4 a.m. and then at 10 p.m., right? It's like, well, we can actually not have that be the story. And we can actually um, um, we can up the ante of or up the criteria of our lifestyle, right? And start teaching and training them as well. Um, a lot of reactivity is just one that fear, right? Fear, unsure of intent in the situation, and then an overflow of excess energy that then goes and turns into that behavioral issue, right? It doesn't have to just be reactivity. That can overflow into destructive chewing, right? Or digging or whatever. We have to be able to like create, and it's taking on that motherly, we're taking on that motherly figure and representation genetically, genetic representation for these dogs, right? We have to be able to punish them, to give them a penalty, to positively punish and positively reinforce them. That will save your life. That will create a more respectful, socialized dog in general, right? We have to teach the owners how to appropriately and sometimes scientifically go through those situations. And each dog is also uniquely its own. So it's like, hey, like every dog should be on a prong collar. Yeah, great, except for when that prong collar, when it's used, is actually heightening the situation up and up and up. Even though you can, yes, penalize and punish each illicit aggression until complete not acceptance, I guess, or surrender, acceptance, coming to that agreement, understanding. It's like, hey, yeah, even like this, you're not biting me, right? And that they've done the scientific studies on punishing illicit aggression. You cue it in as long as it's contingent, so you're marking it the exact moment. They're going to learn if you before the help comes, right? If you do it at the same time the help comes, they might not learn. And then if it's after the help comes, they could learn, but it's kind of a little bit backwards. So it might take way longer for them to understand and to learn that. When instead you can just cue them into like, hey, bad, that specific moment action was actually bad. We're going to go through a punishing event and talk about it and have a conversation about it. We kind of went all over the place. With this Q&A, this live stream talking dogs, but I think it was actually a good one, because regardless of what you're following, I want you to kind of understand the deeper reasoning why they're doing what they're doing or trying to do what they're doing. It's just unfortunate that majority of people have been propagandized too much to where they think just being a food dispenser is that genetic connection or relationship, when it actually is like the farthest thing from it. It's like, cool, you're what are those things? Oh my goodness. No, it's like it's not an ATM, not a food dispenser. Um, Man, yeah, whatever. But it is important creating the right relationship, the right utilizing the right genetics in a way to where, like, if I was going to utilize food, it would be in a way that is genetically done right. Majority of the time, I don't. The dog is just going into their room, and I'm just giving their food. They're waiting patiently, and on cue, they go get and eat their food. That's pretty much what I do. But there are times and instances with specific dogs, like, hey, we can actually do this food drill or this food drill to help build up their confidence or break through this intent issue. So it definitely could be useful, and if it's very very rewarding for your dog, then yeah, we might definitely be using that instead. Just might need a little latex glove so you don't get destroyed. um, I want you guys just to create and be able to have the most fun, communicative, and respectful, and honestly off leash life, reliability life, right? Uh, and utilize a system that isn't sustainable or isn't holistic in its approach or on its understanding of the dog world. My system now, it's very very much deep into that, where we're really focusing on the genetics first before we even get to the name of the dog, right? We're really fulfilling and understanding the dog as animalistic as possible first before we start breaking into definitely like breed specific can help you understand a little bit more about but even you got to get those animalistic breed all the way down to Jimmy the the Shitson. So I hope you guys enjoyed this office hours Q&A, just talking about dogs, creating some important relationships and how to go about that with your dogs, and understanding kind of whichever trainer of the spectrum you're going after or watching and liking. They are going to be going through kind of those things that we talked about today to help their dog, but they might just be missing out on some portions of it. Like if you only use food, you're going to miss out on some fulfillment action as well. So, and at the end of the day, most of those food are just food to play, bridging the gap to playing, which at that point they actually create play as a secondary reinforcer when it's actually a first primary reinforcer. But we can talk into that all another time. But little heads into the industry on what every spectrum of trainer might be just quickly doing or utilizing to help their client dog out with learning this chaotic world, right? And how to add a little bit more peace and harmony to those situations and moments as well. I hope you guys learned or was a little bit helpful. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, leave them down below. I'll easily and quickly get back to you. And if you ever want to deep dive more into this, we have the lifestyle community, which you can deep dive into tons of lifestyle courses for you and your dog. I'm also building up our 6-week. I'm redoing it. There's going to be some news coming up with the lifestyle community on its expansion. So be in tune for that. But it's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. A lot of lifestyle courses, a lot of change coming in the future. And let's just keep being sustainable with our dogs and our lifestyle and Go have some fun and play today. Deuces.